Good morning, everyone, or good evening, depending when you're watching this video. For this video, you're going to need to take out your workbook on plants for food and fiber. Now, this note package has blanks that you need to fill out, very similar to what we've been doing in class. And the information that you'll need can be found on your screen here or by what I'm saying. You're looking out for the blue writing, and that's the stuff that you're going to need to write down into your package. The added benefit of this being a video instead of being in class is that if you need a little extra time to write things down, all you got to do is click pause on your video, write down what you need, and then you can continue on and press play again. So what we're trying to learn from here, and we're not going to go through this whole thing in this video, don't worry. We're trying to get out, though, the different ways that we use plants in our everyday. Your first reaction might be, I eat plants. But I think you can list at least 5 different ways that you use plants in your daily life. So let's get right into it. This is your first section right here, in which you're going to need to fill it out. Here are 7 different things that we use plants for. Plants are a major part of our ecosystem. We learned about this all last unit. We also use plants for food. Now these 2 things are probably the first 2 things that you would think about. But these other 5 are really, really important things that we use plants for as well. For fiber, that's things like the clothes that we wear. For medicine, for transportation, for construction, and for fuel. Again, pause the video if you need a little bit more time here. So, in the environment, that is the bottom part of your page right here. Plants are necessary for all life on Earth. We gave them a fancy name called producers in our last unit. They are able to take the energy from the sun and convert it into sugars and foods for themselves and for other animals that would eat them. They are the reason that we're able to sustain life on our planet. And they do these 4 different things. This is their niche or their role. They produce oxygen. They are part of the carbon cycle because they produce oxygen with the carbon dioxide in the air. They produce food for themselves and for the things that eat them. They provide shelter or a home for some animals to live in. And they build and protect soil to prevent erosion. Let's talk a little bit more about food. Did you know that most of the food around the world comes from only 7 types of crops? They are wheat, rice, maize, potatoes, barley, cassava, and sorghum. And these are your 7 of them right here. Let's take a closer look at these. I'm sure living in Alberta, we've heard about wheat. We use it to make breads, cereals, pastas, and lots of stuff. Rice is used in rice itself, or in sake, or rice milk. Maize is a fancy word for corn. We use it not just to eat corn on the cob, but also to make corn syrup and plastics. Potatoes, you can bake them, you can make starches from them, you can make your French fries. Barley can make beverages, soups, and bread. Cassava, I think I'm saying that right, cassava makes a lot of soups or tapioca or beverages. And sorghum, you make beverages, molasses, sugars, and gluten-free flours. I'm just going to do a couple more slides here and then we'll pause this video and we'll continue this on tomorrow. Many of the plants that we depend on become products made from the various parts of plants. They look very different by the time that we use them than from when they were a product. that is at the top of your page right here. It reads again, many of the plants that we depend on become products made from various parts of plants. They look very different by the time that we use them than when they did before. Some examples that you might not have thought about. Chocolate comes from our cocoa plant. You'll notice that there is a blank down here on this one that reads, cocoa trees are used for. I want you to go ahead and write down that they're used to make chocolate. Wooden baseball bats. Now the bats that you might use nowadays might be aluminum or metal, but the wood that they were made out of before was the ash tree. And that is your first one up top there. Cotton. Cotton is used in lots and lots of different types of clothing. And spruce wood can be used for construction. That is 4 out of your 7 ones right there. The rest of them can be found throughout this PowerPoint, so you have to go back and try and figure those ones out. I'm going to leave you for this lesson with one last one, and that is super crops. So I said that most of our crops are 7 different types of plants. There's actually 2 of those that are even more common and more commonly used, and they are corn and wheat. They have been grown in huge varieties and used for uses other than just food. Now these 2 videos that are on the PowerPoint right here, I'm going to attach them to the website. I want you to give them a look after you've watched this video and filled out your note package. So you have your workbook that we're working through for this one, and then you also have your worksheets and your textbook that's printed. So you have all the resources you need for that one. I encourage you to keep up the good work. I'm proud of all of you and try and keep as busy and active as possible.